Next, now that we have discussed about locating of a point in the Cartesian system with respect to its quadrants, let's see an exceptional case of an origin. Origin is also referred as a point, but which quadrant does origin lie is the biggest question. So let's try to take in brief the origin, locating the origin in the Cartesian system. As we know that origin is the point of intersection of the horizontal and the vertical axis. I have this axis as xx dash and yy dash, which intersect at this point, and this is the point which refers to origin, denoted by O. So generally, the coordinates for origin are also equally important because this point also lies in the Cartesian system. It lies in the plane at some position. So what are its coordinates? What is its x coordinate and what is its y coordinate is the biggest question in the branch of Cartesian system. So what is origin? Origin in general English context dictionary refers to the source or the root cause of the source. So here we define origin as the root cause of defining all the points in the marker board or in this plane. So the source of or the root cause of defining all the points is origin, and therefore we refer to this as the initial point. So origin is referred as the initial point of Cartesian system. Now, because it is initial point of Cartesian system, it is understood to have been without moving any units right or left or up and down. It is initially at the point where the x coordinate is assumed to be 0 and the y coordinate also is assumed to be 0. Is how we understand the origin as connected with the Cartesian system. Origin in the branch of mathematics is the root cause, the initial point in the Cartesian system, and its coordinates are 0, 0. We denote origin by capital O and its coordinates being 0, 0 is how we define origin in the branch of mathematics. Now the question comes, where does origin lie? Which quadrant does origin lie is the biggest question out here. So as we see here, we have the first quadrant out here. As discussed in previous sessions, I have the quadrant 2, which is here, the quadrant 3 and the quadrant 4, which lie in each of the regions Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Now comes the biggest question on which quadrant is origin. Which quadrant does origin lie? So here comes the question. As we see that it is in its initial position, it is said to have been neither in this region, nor in this region, nor in this, nor in this. Equally, we sometimes assume that origin lies in all the 4 quadrants, or sometimes we say origin doesn't lie in any of the quadrants. So because it is an initial position, we don't count the origin in any of the 4 regions as subdivided out here. Therefore, it's a very important note that origin being the initial point doesn't lie in any of the 4 quadrants Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So here it refers that origin being the initial point doesn't lie in any of the 4 quadrants. It is independent of the 4 quadrants but plays a vital role in the Cartesian system, connected with all the 4 quadrants Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Origin capital O 0, 0 are its coordinates. Now that we have discussed about even the special case of an origin, let's also realize the different types of terminologies used for the x and y coordinates of a point. So as we have discussed about a point in the Cartesian plane, we have discussed about a point P generally being denoted by x, y. That's how we denote for P being x, y. And x refers to the x coordinate, which is also called with the other name called abscissa. X coordinate of the given point is called abscissa, and the y coordinate of the given point is called ordinate. Is how the different types of terminologies are used in mathematics to define the point. X coordinate refers abscissa and y coordinate refers to ordinate. So when we take with a recap of the coordinate system, we understand that x dash and y dash taken in the Cartesian plane with origin being the intersection point of the lines. Then it refers that in the first quadrant the abscissa is positive and the ordinate is positive. And in second quadrant the abscissa is negative and the ordinate is positive. In the third quadrant the abscissa is negative and even ordinate, the abscissa being negative and even the ordinate being negative. In the fourth quadrant, abscissa is positive and the ordinate is negative. Is how I understand the abscissa and the ordinates which define the coordinate system with the respective signs. Plus plus for Q1, minus plus for Q2, minus minus for Q3 and plus minus for Q4. Is how we understand the different terminologies referred to x coordinate called abscissa and the y coordinate called the ordinate. So for example, if I take the point P as 2, minus 3 implies my abscissa as 2, that is my x coordinate is 2 and my ordinate is minus 3, that is my y coordinate is minus 3. And overall my point, locating of a point, says that my point moves 2 units to the right and minus 3 units down. So this point moves 2 units to the right and 3 units down, and here I have the point minus 3 and here it is 2 and here is the point minus 2, minus 3. The point is now located in the fourth quadrant using the signs of the abscissa and the ordinate. Locating a point through abscissa and ordinate. Through an example 2, minus 3.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.